Microtransactions, they good or bad for the gaming industry?
Or ugly. Find out after you get powered on. Welcome to Powered on Gaming. My name is Mark Brown.
I'm Eric Weatherholtz.
And the reason why we started this podcast is because we both love video games and we both have pretty boisterous opinions, I would say. Wouldn't you?
Boisterous?
That might be the word. I don't know.
Boisterous?
Not boisterous. No.
No. Please, no. I'm already creeped out.
This
is going to be a fantastic show.
No, but today we do want to talk about microtransactions, correct?
Well, yes, that's one of our many topics that we wanted to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I have obviously lots on our minds all the time. We talk about it all day long, literally. But the first thing I wanted to ask you, Mr. Brown, since the viewers don't really know our history, what is your history of video game consoles?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, let's see. Probably my first gaming console would probably have been the PlayStation original, the gray console with
box.
the it goes. You stick your disc in.
So you know they had two models.
Yeah, I had the original model.
So you had the PS. This is what we always called it when I was a kid. There was the PSX, and then there's the PS1.
No, I had the PS1.
No, you had the PSX.
Yes, X. Yeah. Sorry,
the one was the smaller.
Yeah,
slim down.
no. Mine was a big.
Some had an LCD screen.
No, mine was a
cool,
big fat one.
Yes, I definitely had one of those too. But so you went from PS1 or PSX, excuse me,
PSX,
I'm already screwing it up.
To PlayStation 2, and then PlayStation 3, and then PlayStation 4, and then Xbox One, and then back to PlayStation 4 because
we love all gaming consoles.
Yes, that is true. I do love and I do appreciate all gaming consoles, but some are better.
Some work all the time too.
Oh, that's for another episode, Eric.
but you've only had PlayStations, no Nintendo, and you've only had the Xbox One at some point.
No, I've had the N64. I had it for a little while until it broke because my mom bought secondhand. We were poor growing up, so didn't get to have all the nice new fancy ones. I had it probably.
Sometimes when you got it secondhand, though, not only did you get something that has already been tested, but you got a bunch of games that were tested too.
True. Yeah. Secondhand stuff usually came with a lot of
and it came with a very well tested controller.
Yeah, so tested that it didn't always work.
A little Q-tip, maybe get in the crevices. I can't tell you how, even from my own hands, I can't tell you how often I feel like I need to clean a controller because it's like
it's gross. It's gross.
Gamer sweat. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Yeah,
they need to. I know they invented
toilets, doorknobs, and gaming controllers are the three dirtiest things on the planet.
Sponges. I heard sponges are pretty bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, sponges are pretty bad too. Yeah.
It's so that I don't know if you remember this or not because you might have been a little young. I think it was PlayStation 2, maybe original Xbox, but they actually came out with these controllers that had vents where your palm of your hand goes.
No, I do remember those because my mom picked one up at a pawn shop and she thought that it was gonna work for me, but it didn't because it was for the wrong system. So,
I don't know if I want to use one of those because it just seems like it would.
I mean, I was a kid. I didn't know any better. I didn't know about palm sweat back then.
Anyways, let's keep going. Enough about palm sweat for tonight.
I don't know.
So N64 and Nintendo was done. You just had
N64
done.
Oh, actually no. Actually, in my later adult years, I did go back and buy some of the old ones that I never did get a chance to own. I bought an original NES. Sadly, it didn't work, so The only NES.
So you owned it, but
I owned it, but it didn't. I didn't get to play it as an adult. Now, a buddy of mine, like I was very lucky to have friends that had all of the other ones. So I never went without playing a system. I've played them all, but I've not owned them all.
And if your PlayStation, PlayStation X, as we're going to call it from now on, when did you get that? Because it came out in 95. I'm assuming it wasn't 95 that you got it.
No, I was probably... It was probably 98, 99, gotcha. 2000 maybe.
So it was almost when PlayStation 2 was about to come out.
Yes.
That came out in 2000.
Yes, and I didn't get a PlayStation 2 until long after PlayStation 2 had come out, until the prices dropped.
I'm spoiled.
You are spoiled.
I was spoiled.
Yeah. Still spoiled.
So, mine was substantially different.
Okay. How so?
Well, not only did thankfully, God bless my parents, had a little bit of money, and they did enjoy spoiling me here and there. But on top of that, I had a little brother, and he was only 1 year younger than me. So anytime that a console came out, parents bought 2 consoles. And they always bought one of each.
Oh.
So we had both consoles in the house at all
very
times.
Nice. So you grew up an Xbox, Microsoft boy.
Actually,
your brother
no.
grew up a Sony.
Actually, no. You'll be interested to hear this. Yes, I do play PC and Xbox 95% of the time now. The other 5%, believe it or not, is my mobile phone because there are a few good games on it. Not many though. I'm hopefully the Switch will take that place soon because I want to Switch so bad I can't see straight. But anyways, my gaming history actually started. I remember going to my aunt's house. Shout out to my Aunt Betty, by the way.
Shout out Aunt Betty.
I went over to my aunt's house, and I remember walking in the front door, and one of my older cousins, I just kind of caught the corner of my eye, and I was like, what is that magical thing on the TV? I was like, what is that? And believe it or not, it was Sonic the Hedgehog, the very first one on the Sega Genesis.
Very nice. Very nice.
And I don't know what it was. I was just mesmerized by how it was just beautiful. Because, I mean, it was the Green Island Hill, the very first stage. Yeah. And I saw him in there playing it. And I was like, oh my God. Like, we had an NES in the house, but I didn't play it.
Yeah.
You know, it was there. I played Mario on it a few times, but it was, no big deal. But, like, those Nintendo commercials or the Sega commercials back in the day, they were legit.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were saying, it was, I don't remember the exact catchphrase or whatever, but they were basically making fun of Nintendo because they were not as cool.
Right.
That was the truth.
Right.
I'm sorry. The NES for me did not do nothing for me.
Mario is like the grandfather of video games. He's
the grumpy old man.
The grumpy old man, but also the man that you go over and he's going to give you candy out of his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want the candy. Maybe you don't want the candy, Grandpa.
Is it the kind of candies that's been in there forever?
Yeah.
They don't even have a wrapper.
Like those like orange circus peanuts.
Ugh. Oh, yeah. Actually, those are good fresh, but I don't.
No. Like
have to eat them all that day.
He's had them like out of the bag and in his pocket for a week.
Gross.
Yeah. Thanks, Grandpa.
Even if there's a pinhole size in the bag,
it just ruins it all.
I'm not touching them. But anyways, yeah, I just thought that was the most magical thing, seeing my cousin play it. Naturally, I asked, "Can I play it?" Played it. Fell in love.
Of course.
And
because it's Sonic.
My parents probably hate my aunt from this day because of this. But I had no other hobbies or anything growing up. I mean, my dad, tried to get me in things here and there, but that was my hobby, was playing video games. That's all I did, literally from that point on. And
was your dad one of the dads that's like,
you're not going to stay inside all day and play them video games?
He's still like that.
Oh, really?
If he came over today and just saw my game collection, he'd probably freak out.
He'd be like, what are you doing with your life, boy?
He would say, think of all the money. That's right.
Well, Dad, here it is.
But anyways, because of that, I told my parents, I was like, Mom and Dad, I want a Sega. I want Sega Genesis so bad. I can't see straight. I don't know why, but I'm sold on it. And I remember it was actually Burger King's where my birthday was. And sure enough, I actually spoiled it for myself a little bit, though. Because I opened up Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I was like, I don't have a Genesis. How am I going to play this? And then sure enough, later on, I remember opening up the big box. It was like a huge, entertainment pack. It was like a sports thing.
I did that for myself as well with the Game Boy Color. Because I was, probably...
for Pokemon.
10, 11, 12 years old.
For Pokemon.
Well, no, because my mom didn't know the cool games to buy.
Oh,
so
my dad had that problem too. He
She was more of the, oh, this game looks lonely. No one's buying this game. Let's buy this game for Mark to let him play.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, my mom. She's so sweet, and she always looks out for the little guy. But when it comes to video games, you don't look out for the little guy.
No, you don't. My dad always had this mentality. Quantity over quality, and it's like he would rather buy 15, $2 games, and I'm like, Dad, you could have saved all of your money and bought that $150 game I wanted.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But yeah, I got piles of sports games that I did not want when I was a kid, just because they were on sale at Sears for $5, and it's like, oh, great.
He's like, but son, I gave you 50 different games here to play. They're $1 a piece. I could have bought one game for $50.
I don't think my dad talked like that.
I think he did. Is he gonna watch this?
Anyways, probably not. Is he not? I don't think my dad knows what YouTube is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, brother.
I'm starting to turn into Hulk Hogan.
Professional wrestler.
Your dad was Hulk Hogan. What? Spoiler alert.
Was that Hulk Hogan or there was a little Macho Man?
There was a little. It was the love child of Hulk Hogan.
That is the Mega Powers.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I ended up going from that, and then of course because of that, my little brother wanted to play it, so naturally they got him a Super Nintendo.
Of course.
So we had a Super Nintendo and a Genesis in the house, and any time that we wanted to flip flop, we literally just flip flop systems in our rooms. And I remember being a huge Sega fan because of Sonic. That's what got me into video games, and I remember loving it to death. But the game that just got me addicted was The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Hence the Legend of Zelda shirt.
The beautiful shirt.
Very nice.
One of many, too.
Very nice.
But I don't know what it was about that game, but it was just... I was like, oh my god, this is Lord of the Rings, but better and awesome. I don't know. It had a great story behind it. It made sense to me, and I loved it. So, but because of that, he actually got the Genesis in his room almost full time, and I got the Nintendo almost full time because of that.
Little known fact, I don't know if you know this about me. I know the fans don't know this about me. I've never played Legend of Zelda.
Oh, I have.
I know that's like a huge no, and gamers across the world are going, but growing up,
real gamers, real gamers, by the way.
Yes.
If you play Madden every year and Call of Duty and that's it, you're not a gamer. You just enjoy playing video games,
right?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. No, nothing whatsoever. You help the gaming community grow
by ruining and making the same game every year.
Oh. That's a different topic for a different show.
But Call of Duty was amazing back in the day, and now it is terrible. And I'm hoping World War II.
I have high hopes for World War II.
Me too.
But
I'm hoping. I will actually buy it. I'm buying it.
So. I kind of feel it might be a little bit of a cop-out because Battlefield.
Yes, and you know what's funny is I bought Battlefield 1 the day it came out.
I still play it.
I haven't.
I understand because...
But I don't think it's the game. I think it's because I'm getting burnt out on first-person shooters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because I stopped playing it for a little while until the DLC started coming out.
Overwatch.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I mean, it's just...
Diva! Love you, baby.
That's just something about first-person shooters. Even like the last Halo, I have yet to even beat Halo 5.
Really?
And I am... Like, Halo is probably my number 2 favorite franchise, right behind Zelda. And I have yet to even beat Halo 5.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a Sony fanboy, if you haven't guessed that by now. But I did enjoy playing Halo over at my friend's house. Like, he would be like, hey, you want to come over? Yeah, sure, okay. And then, like, it would just be me playing Halo and him watching.
There is nothing better than you and...
Thanks, Austin.
8 of your buddies plus LAN partying it up.
Yeah.
Because that's what I did in high school.
Yeah.
When I was supposed to be learning. Yeah. I was playing Halo, working on my reflexes.
Pretty much. So now that we've kind of gotten our gaming history, or did you have something else?
I did.
Oh,
I'm not finished. You went through all the way up to the present time. I didn't even get to scratch the surface. He's trying to cut me off.
This will be an editing point.
But yeah, me and him had the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. Flip-flopped them all the time. Of course, we also had Game Boys at the time. Pokemon, for the longest time, was my life, along with Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Mm-hmm. And then we actually did not get a PlayStation 1. I have never personally owned a PlayStation 1.
Really?
Or a PlayStation X, excuse me. Never owned an original PlayStation. Until, honestly, I think the PlayStation 2 was about to come out. And then my brother got one. And I played it for 2 games, and I'm glad I played it. No, scratch that, about 3 or 4 games. Played the 2 Gran Turismos, Metal Gear Solid, and Final Fantasy VII. So I did play the good ones, but I actually went with the Nintendo 64. And I felt like I was betraying myself a little bit because I grew up on that Sega, and I was like, oh, I love Sega. This is so good.
The Sega commercials have been telling me all this time that Nintendo sucks.
Yep.
But what am I doing? But yeah, no, I get it.
Sega does what Nintendo don't. That's what it was. I loved it. I love those commercials. Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Nintendo don't.
Yeah. But yeah, I bought a Nintendo 64 and so glad I did.
Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
Let's see.
Both Zelda games. Majora's Mask, which is my favorite Zelda game. Majora's Mask. And Ocarina of Time, which is in the top 3. I mean, just Star Fox 64, F-Zero, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Oh my! I mean, the list just goes on. I'm probably forgetting 15 great. Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong 64. I mean, just the list goes on and on. I couldn't even name them all because it was just such a good system.
Super Smash is the game that kind of still holds my hope intact for Nintendo.
Oh, we're playing some Smash Switch when it comes out. And I hope they call it that. Smash Switch. That is such a good name.
That is
Smash Switch.
Nintendo, feel free to use that. Just send us a massive check.
Yep. Once a month.
Yep. For the rest of our lives.
But
so, I mean, a big check, $20,000. Nothing to you guys. Nothing.
No, it really is. It really is not. It really is not. But up until that point, though, my decisions for consoles were great. Mm-hmm. And then I made, I want to say a mistake, but at the same time, I'm glad I went the way I went.
Okay.
Dad asked, "What's the new console you want?" The new consoles are out. It was original Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Oh my god, this is the last one." By the way, that they purchased for me. After this, I'm on my own.
And this is whenever Microsoft first came in.
That's when they first got into the ball game. Bill Gates literally hand delivering Xboxes at this point. He really did, just one though. Yeah. Just the first one. But I was torn because I wanted Halo because I played it at a friend's house. I wanted the PlayStation because Gran Turismo 3 had just come out. Mm-hmm. But I wanted that beautiful GameCube because I launched title for the GameCube. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm getting ahead of myself. It was the Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Just and Zelda looks great too. But anyways, I ended up getting a GameCube though. I got a GameCube, the weaker of those 3 consoles. I will admit to that. I will admit to it. The weaker of the 3. Sony clearly was the winner of those 3. Xbox, GameCube was close, but I ended up getting an Xbox. Yeah. And the last one I got was the best one, and that was the PlayStation. There was so many good PlayStation games I never played.
No, this is the 2 or the 3?
2. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I moved on. From that point forward, though, I was on my own. I had to buy my own stuff. Mm-hmm. So that everything before that, parents bought. But then the new consoles came out. I remember waiting in the freezing cold on, I think it was November 23rd, I believe, 2005 or something. I don't even know. But I waited outside of a Best Buy overnight to get my GameCube. I got there, or got my Xbox 360, excuse me. And, freezing cold. Yep. Just got out of high school. I'm graduated from high school at this point. And I remember staying out there overnight to get an Xbox 360, and I do not regret it.
Now GameCube is one of the ones that I never owned, and honestly, I liked the aspect of it, like how they kind of were trying to go with it. Oh, everything else is rectangular. This is a cube, like.
They actually designed it on purpose like that.
Yeah.
Because with the handle and everything, they wanted to make it to where it was easy to carry.
Yeah, you can take it from a friend's house. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart marketing. Very smart. But I didn't like the controller.
Oh, I loved it.
It
was so good.
I couldn't. I guess the way my hands, like, even like today, I have a problem holding other controllers that aren't a Sony controller.
I can't help you with your problems. The one I will admit though, every time I pick up a DualShock, I'm like, what is this? Where do I'm like, do I hold it like this?
A DualShock? What?
Yes.
No, DualShock.
Yes.
It's like,
but you gotta look. I can't tell you how many times. I can't tell you how many video game companies, magazines say this is the greatest controller ever made. Everyone says that this is the greatest controller.
Let's see. This is how
now
I hold
you're
it,
getting
right?
your filth on my controller.
Ew.
But I will admit that the DualShock's not bad. It's just I just wish that thumbstick was up top. I can't stand having them down here. I'm like I feel like this, but I mean I get what you're saying though, because
like
it's weird for me too.
It's like this.
Yeah, but it's just I'm so used to it. You got to keep that in mind. I've been doing it the same way for so long.
Yeah,
so.
I guess.
I actually went and bought it was some kind of funky special controller, but it was a controller that worked on the PlayStation that was modeled after an Xbox controller. That's the only way I could play my PlayStation 3 with that controller, and I had to play it because of Uncharted and The Last of Us.
But if you notice, like Sony, even you take the PlayStation 4 controller and you take the PlayStation X controller, there's not that much difference.
There is no difference.
There's not that much difference. I mean, they added one of those like touch sensor things.
Yeah, it's a little wider.
It's a little wider. It's got the light, but that's pretty much it.
There's no red button in the middle. What was that button called?
Oh, the analog button.
Is that what?
Yeah, I believe.
I just remember pushing it, and the red light comes on.
Yeah, it turns your controller on and off whenever it's plugged in.
Was it the whole controller?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the DualShocks. Oh.
Well, what do you think? Hang on. I have to transport back to my childhood.
Well, you got me beat on the.
Granted, I was an only child, so I was playing by myself, so I never turned off a controller. But it may have been to turn off the DualShocks. I'm not quite sure, but I believe it did turn off the entire controller.
Gotcha. Well, you got me beat on PlayStation knowledge. I'm not gonna lie. Unless it's Metal Gear or God of War.
Yeah.
And then I'll be close to you at least.
Yeah. Well, but that's another thing.
But yeah, I ended up getting the 360 though. Waited outside in the freezing cold. Went through 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Red rings. 3 of them.
Yeah, that was a killer for the 360.
And Microsoft, let me tell you something. I know you got some passionate fanboys. I'm with them, because for me to go through 3 of them and have to go a month, because every time that you had that issue,
I would have gone through 1, and that would have been it for me.
I was trying to be passionate with them. Not that passionate, but
you hear that, Microsoft? He's trying to be passionate with you.
So since you never went through this, every time that one went out, they would replace it for free.
Absolutely, which they should.
Yeah, they should. Which I will greatly commend them for that.
They did step up and do the right thing.
They did, and I had one of them for like 3 years, and they still replaced it. But it was just because it was in one batch. They had that special model number or something that they'll replace it. But the way it worked is every time that you called them and it happened, you gave them the serial number. They would say yes or no if it's within warranty or not still. And and I even ran across this issue one time, one console that literally a month apart from each other, they're the same model, but one console, because it has one model number, may possibly be replaced even though it's 3 years old. The next one may not. So it's just how they... Because it was something with the soldering or something. Like the soldering would get so hot that it would melt on the motherboard. That's essentially what was happening. But
that's why it was a problem that could not be fixed.
It could not be fixed. No, they literally had to replace it.
Because I had known about the Red Ring of Death, but not being a Microsoft fanboy, I didn't look much into it because I was like, ha, you guys have problems, we don't. But
Sony Network hack.
Okay, first of all, we're not going to get into that.
When one of your biggest games of the year came out, I remember when SOCOM 4 came out and that happened. I was like, ha ha. Anyways, but yeah, that's how it worked. Is you had to give them a call, but they would actually send you a box in the mail that had styrofoam and a return label. So I greatly commend them for that. And they even had a piece of tape in there. That was crazy. I was like, I don't even have to put tape on this thing? What? But yeah, you end up putting it all in there, taping it back up, sending it to them.
Well, Microsoft, that's how you know that you can buy fanboys with tape.
With tape. Yep. As long as you give us tape. But yeah, but the thing that sucks so much about it is you had to go a whole month for them to replace it. Like, the fastest I ever got one back was like 3 weeks. But the third one happened though, and I even told my wife, I was like, "This is it. This is ridiculous. 3 of them? Are you kidding me? And they sent me 2 of them. I bought 1 of them."
Now, was she your wife at the time?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, "This is ridiculous." I actually went to our local play and trade, which we don't have it anymore. Right. But I went to the play and trade.
They're all stop games.
Yeah. But I went to the local play and trade, and not trade and play, but play and trade. And I said, you know what, I'm so sick of this. I talked to the owner of the place. He was super cool. I literally legit traded in everything Xbox.
And?
Everything.
And?
Got a PlayStation 3.
And what system do you still have?
Both.
Well, that's not the answer I was looking for. But, but the PlayStation 3, yes, you do still have.
Here's the thing, though.
The original PlayStation 3 that you got?
I don't have the original fat one no more because it bricked on me.
Really?
Yep.
The only reason why mine bricked on me is because I dropped a baseball bat on it.
Well, I also had
Yeah, that's a different story for a different time.
Wait, I have to ask: did you drop the bat or was it swung?
No, it was dropped. It genuinely was dropped.
Okay.
I was just being a dumb kid and playing with the bat inside where I shouldn't have been. My mom told me. I was flipping it up and down and flipping it up and down and flipping it up
Near
and down.
The PlayStation?
I was walking towards my room.
I would have cried.
Oh, I did.
Well, God, I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, I've technically been through it 3 times. So.
Yeah, well, except it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, that's true, which makes it worse.
Yeah.
But, yeah, actually, my first PlayStation 3 actually bricked on me. I don't even know what the issue was, but Sony wouldn't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. Which I get. I wasn't mad about it. It was like 2 or 3 years old. It was the old, I think it was, they made 2 different 80 gig models. It was one of them was backwards compatible and the other one wasn't.
Yes.
I had the backwards compatible one, which
so
got me even more mad because I could play my PlayStation 2, like the 3 PlayStation 2 or 3 or 4 PlayStation
that was whenever
games.
they first started doing the non-backwards compatibility.
Yeah. But anyways, that conked out, so I was like, all right, let me go buy another one. I bought 3 360s already, so... But I went and bought another one, and someone actually broke into my house and stole the second one. Yeah.
Seriously?
Broke into the house. Not this house. Another house. But broke into the house. I'm not lying. This is all they got, so I know it was kids. PlayStation 3. My PlayStation Vita. I was sold at the time. I was all in Sony fanboy at the time because I had a Vita. You have to be a PlayStation fanboy.
You had to be a pretty big PlayStation fanboy to buy.
I had a Vita, so I loved it too, actually. But yeah, I had a Vita, and then they took my 3DS also, which that one hurt.
Yeah,
that one hurt. But my problem that I had with the PlayStation.
That's whenever you know that's when you know you have a good system is that they haven't changed much with the 3DSs. That's how you know you have.
They haven't changed it hardly at all.
I know that's what I said.
They added like little joystick.
That's how you know it's a good system.
Yeah,
but
I actually heard that they're thinking about Nintendo maybe phasing it out slowly.
Really?
What's the point of it now? The Switch does everything it does, and the 3D functionality. Half the games that they're making now don't even use the 3D. Because
yeah, I guess so. Because every reason that I'm like thinking of that Nintendo could possibly keep is the Switch does it.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know for sure, but I've heard that they're thinking about just phasing it out. But
very interesting. So you have a couple more consoles. Is that right?
Yeah, a couple more. Of course, I end up getting another 360 because I just didn't ever play the PlayStation 3. I don't know why, but I just never played it. Played God of War and Last of Us and Uncharted, but
I will say that the 360 had a lot more interesting games than especially the PS2 and the beginning of the PS3.
Well, you got to keep in mind, my big thing, that the big selling point for me was the multiplayer, because the 360 was where I started getting into the multiplayer, and it was Sony's first go-around in it. Yeah. And it sucked on the PlayStation 3.
It really did.
It was terrible. The fact that I felt like it was like dial-up still, because you had to actually log in almost. Both Xbox. Well, no, I was gonna say all three, but original definitely did not do it. But the 360 and the Xbox One both. As soon as you turn it on, you're logged in. You're online. So. But yeah, then that, and then I bought of course, I'm still going with Nintendo consoles this whole time.
Right.
So I bought the Wii, I bought the Wii U. I'm like one of 5 people in the country that bought a Wii U.
I'm 2 of 5.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You bought a Wii U?
I did buy a Wii U.
You still have it?
No. Oh. I traded it in like a month after I bought it. Yeah, awesome. I bought Super Smash with it, and once I got bored playing Super Smash. I did play Bayonetta 2 on it, which also came with the original Bayonetta.
You're gonna be disappointed in me.
Why? You've never played Bayonetta?
No, I have played Bayonetta 1. Never beat it, but I have played Bayonetta 1.
It's so good.
All these, the Wii and the Wii U, I've bought them solely for the Zelda games. Nothing else.
Which, I mean, I can understand that.
The big games that everyone else loves. Well, no, I bought all the Mario Karts. I've been buying all the Mario Karts since then too, but Smash. Didn't buy them.
Really?
I haven't played Smash since Melee. I've literally not played Smash since Melee.
Oh, we've got some games we got to play.
But yeah, I've literally not even tried it since Melee. I hadn't even the new version. I hadn't even touched it. And then Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Everybody's telling me how amazing it is. Hadn't even played them. Mario 64 was the last Mario I've played.
Seriously?
Yes.
But that was pretty great Mario.
I am the Nintendo fanboy that only likes Zelda.
You're the Zelda fanboy.
Oh, and Metroid. I do have some Metroid stuff going on, but they haven't made a freaking Metroid game in forever.
Which they're making.
Oh my god, I can't wait for Prime 4.
But.
I can't tell you how excited I got when they announced Prime 4.
But let's just hope it's not a disappointment.
I don't even care if they remake the original Prime.
Just with better graphics.
Yes. And better controls.
And they're like, this is
all you get.
4.
This is all you get.
People are like, no, it's not. It's the original, just with better graphics.
Yeah, I don't even care.
Just slap a new sticker on it.
Don't care. And you know another weird game I love? God, what was the name of it? I can't. Wave Race. I loved Wave Race.
It was pretty fun. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. But yeah, and then of course now I got an Xbox One and an amazing PC that I spent a lot of money on a couple years ago. So
PC seems to be where people are starting to go because games are just getting way too expensive.
Expensive and stupid.
Yeah. And some of the reasons why they're stupid. Microtransactions.
Yeah.
Segway.
Yeah. Do we have to?
Oh yes we do. Oh yes we do.
So this has been a big topic in the gaming industry here lately. Mm-hmm. And it makes me very upset. I can't tell you how badly I want to play Battlefront 2, Shadow of War. And I do have a tiny itching to play Destiny 2.
Which I played Destiny 2 currently. I do want to play Shadow of War. I do want to play Battlefront 2. I was not a fan of Battlefront 1, but I loved the originals.
Yeah.
I love Shadows of Mordor.
Good old EA. That's a whole nother topic.
Tune in next week for EA. No, but I think that microtransactions are good if they're used properly.
And I don't like them at all. I could care less how they're used. If I spend $60 on your game, I better not have to pay another dime. Unless it is tastefully done season passes or DLC. I'm cool with that. But that's only if it's tastefully done. A prime example would be Bethesda. Mm-hmm. Bethesda is God amongst king when it comes to DLC. Because their DLC is so meaty and so chunky.
It's almost like
so delicious.
Game.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah,
and,
I would agree with you there.
And you can clearly tell that it's not DLC that have been on the disc.
Yeah.
Or they've been working on for the last few months.
Right.
Or anything like that, because it's so big, and it takes them like 2 years to crank out some of this DLC. Because Fallout 4's DLC, I hadn't even went through it all yet, and it's so good.
Yeah, and that game came out, what,
you can basically play Minecraft in Fallout.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what?
Yeah. And in some aspects of the game, you have games within games.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You
like
can build games in it.
It's like gameception.
Yep. But if I have to have microtransactions, which God save my soul, hopefully not. I want them to follow one of two ways. Either Overwatch, or I would even be okay with the way Call of Duty has been doing it the last couple of years. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I know for a few years they had it to where big old list of guns, you could actually just buy that gun. Okay. Be like, I want that gun, $2.99. Yes, please, thank you. I have this gun for everyone.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with that if the gun doesn't give you an upper hand.
No, it's balanced just like all the other guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all their guns, and that's actually a problem that Battlefront had. I was about to say Battlefield. Battlefront had is the DL-44, Han Solo's gun.
Also, that's also a problem that Battlefield 1 has as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's a gun that everyone is using, and it's just...
Oh, I did not know that. I haven't played Battlefield in so long.
It's just really frustrating because the gun is not super difficult to get, which is why everyone's getting it, and you just mow people down.
And now you got 32 people running around with the same gun.
Yes.
That's so stupid.
Yes, but they have addressed the problem, and they are working on a solution. Now, granted, it's been a couple weeks since I played, and there have been 1 or 2 updates since then that I have not been able to play yet, such as the new DLC that has come out. The most recent one, I don't remember what it is called.
I couldn't tell you.
But
I couldn't tell you any of the DLC. I think the only DLC I could tell you about from the last Battlefield is Battlefield Bad Company Vietnam. Delicious DLC.
It was pretty good.
It was delicious.
Now, I will say that I genuinely, and love the Battlefield 1, because they also have microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it on topic, they also have microtransactions where you buy loot boxes, but those boxes are simply for skins. But they also have this system...
I'm perfectly fine with that.
They also have this system where it's like, oh, you have a potential to get a puzzle piece, and that puzzle piece can unlock a different skin for these blades that you have that you do melee attacks with. And they make it a little bit more fun. You don't have to spend money to get better at the game. It is solely based on your skill as a player.
They have goofy ones on there, right? They have. I think last year I saw they had some kind of crazy Halloween stuff or something.
No, that would be like Call of Duty.
No, I thought I saw it in Overwatch.
Oh, Overwatch, yes.
Okay.
Overwatch, yes. They have crazy, wacky...
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, but not on Battlefield.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, not on Battlefield.
Yeah,
Overwatch.
I don't know what I was thinking there.
Overwatch...
Wouldn't it be awesome to see Santa Claus running around Battlefield?
Yeah, no. Santa Claus...
That is something else.
Santa Claus running around with, in one grand. Just,
yeah, God. That would be amazing. And that's something else that companies are getting a little too outrageous with is... Just make the games fun.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them trying to be realistic. Just make them fun. I
mean, Overwatch.
Exactly. That's a prime
There's
example.
nothing realistic about Overwatch. That could never happen in
I don't play Overwatch because I suck at first-person shooters and I'm getting burnt out on them.
I love it so much. And I'm not going to say I'm good.
Theirs is done very tastefully.
I'm not going to say I'm good, but...
Yeah. Only first-person shooter game I've ever been good at is Halo. And that's I can do above a 1.0 KD. I think I was around a 1.2, 1.3. That's the best I've ever done.
The best I've ever done. I was pretty decent at Call of Duty. I had a 3.2 KD. Yeah.
Jesus.
And then on Battlefield, which
was like
is
a .5 in Call of Duty.
well, this is also like, Black Ops 3, where people like run around and it's like all this. And that was only whenever I was like...
that's when I stopped playing Call of Duty.
That was only whenever I was like hyped up on Mountain Dew and like Red Bull. So let's not look too much into that. But
how many of your brain cells have been killed because of that? Only a lot.
What was the question?
Mountain Dew and Red Bull.
I would probably say a lot. Let's see. And then, like, Battlefield 1, it's, I believe my KD is currently, like, a 2.4.
I couldn't tell you what mine is on Battlefield. Here's the reason why. When I played Battlefield, I played Battlefield 2 and 3 the most. And I loved Bad Company 2. It was really good, too. But when 4, the beginning of it was destroyed.
Right.
The game was terrible when it came out.
Right.
And I was just like, I'm not playing this. So I never went back to it. I actually I have a box copy that I've probably put in my Xbox 3 times, if that. I mean, a waste of money. And then Battlefield 1, I bought it because it was like, it's something new. Let me try it. But every time
you should give it another shot. I'm telling you, they fixed a lot of the problems.
Oh, it was fun when I played Battlefield 1. I liked it.
I'm the kind of first person shooter player that is. I'm a running. I'm a sniper, but I'm not like a camping sniper. I'm a in your face, going towards the war zone type sniper.
Camping is a real strategy.
It is a real bad strategy. You're right.
Well,
campers, I'm talking to you.
My biggest problem though that I had with Battlefield is I feel, I won't say useless because I am doing something for the team, but that's the problem is I'm always doing the objective. I'm not even going for kills. See, that's the thing though, is with Battlefield 1, it started off as just a killing was the thing that got you the points. But now they've said, okay, well, it's no longer just killing. It is, you're also going to have to capture objectives to win. If you're running around just killing people and not getting objectives, you're not going to win. Interesting. I might have to try it again. I'm telling you, it is very, very fun game. Very fun game. But I think we got off topic. Going back to microtransactions. EA and their loveliness will be another whole episode. Yes. Oh yeah, we talked. So we talked about. We didn't even get into Destiny. What am I talking about? But like all three of those games, Destiny, Shadow of War, and what's the third one that just came out? Shadow of War, Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yes. All three of them have microtransactions. In my opinion, all three of them very dirty. And I'm okay if they put them in there. Just do it tastefully. And all three of them. I don't agree with you with Battlefront 2, or with Destiny 2. Here's the reason why I say that about Destiny now. This is coming from someone that hated all 250 hours I put into the first one now. And I know you're probably thinking like, what? 250 hours that you hated? Yes, hated all 250 hours that I put into it. Don't let it was the most. He loved it. It was the worst, best game I've ever played. Because it was the gameplay is so amazing and gunplay. The gunplay is so amazing and it's so fluid and you can switch between your weapons so easily and the button layout was just so good. But you're doing the same thing over. But they kind of told you that. You knew it was going to be a grind fest when you first started. They didn't tell me nothing. What are you talking about? Going through the story, Destiny, I still don't know what happened. No, but Destiny 2 has an amazing story. I will take your word on it. It is so good. And I will take your word for it, and I will let you tell me all about it. They genuinely progress characters, not your guardian is not just a guy who's out to, it's not some Wild West character that's out to get all the bad guys on the universe. No, there is one singular bad guy. There is one singular objective that he's trying to do, and you are going to take him down. We're getting a little off topic, but just real quick, just to throw it in there. My problem is, because I haven't played it, so I don't know. I'm not passing final judgment on it. But my problem is, of what I've heard, is they haven't introduced any new enemy types, excluding the fact that they took the old models and just beefed them up a little bit. And the main enemy in this one is a weaker enemy in the second one, or in the first one. What are they called? What are the big dudes? I forget their names. You know who I'm talking about. They're in the very... Yeah, I've seen gameplay of the first level, but they're the big dudes at the first level.
In the comments, write what they are, because both of our minds are just slipping right now.
I just don't care, but, The Vex was, I thought, my favorite ones. And the Vex and the Hive looking... It was called the Hive, weren't they?
Mm-mm.
What were they called?
They were called the...
The robot ones were the Vex. But then the Hive looking things... I can't...
The Cabal. The Cabal were the big ones.
Yeah, the Cabal.
And...
I thought they were called Hive.
I don't think so.
Anyways, I thought those two characters were amazing.
Hive is Halo.
Hive? No, it's not. Hive is not Halo.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's the Flood.
Oh, then it was.
Don't you argue with
me
about Halo?
It was Hive. It was Hive then.
Yeah.
Because I knew one was one and one was the other.
I think I liked the Hive so much because of the Flood. It reminded me so much of the Flood, which is quintessential Bungie. Which hurt my feelings even more because me being a Halo fan, I was like, yes, Destiny, it's going to be so good. Bungie is going to make it great. They're going to be our God and Saviors.
Yeah.
The gunplay was so delicious.
It was.
But it was so repetitive.
And I mean, that's just kind of what came with the...
But going back to the topic about the microtransactions.
Yes.
I know
we love
Destiny.
I am very big into Destiny.
Mark loves Destiny.
I really love it. I love it so much.
And he's going to eventually talk me into playing Destiny 2.
Yes, because we're going to do a Let's Play.
Oh, yay. But anyways, the reason why I don't like the microtransactions in Destiny is because the way it was in the original Destiny is you walked around... You're like, bam, shader, put it on. I can wear my shader. Oh, well, I got this new armor now. I want to swap shaders. Okay, let's swap shader. Well, we can't swap them, but I'm going to take the shader off and put a new one on. Oh, I got this new shader on. I look awesome. Wait a minute. I like the other one more. Destiny 2, you can't go back to the other one because they're consumable. And you have to pay for them.
You don't have to pay for them.
They do get dropped.
Yes,
I do get that. They do get dropped.
There is nothing...
I don't know what the drop rate is.
There is nothing in Destiny 2 that you have to buy that is not dropped.
My problem is, though, if you're going to pay for something, I'm even cool with the dropped shaders being consumable. I'm cool with that. But the ones that you pay for, those are permanent. If I pay money for something, it better be in that game forever. And then we're going into and that even brings up another whole thing.
My thing with Destiny 2 in the microtransactions is it's not one of those things. It's optional.
Yeah.
It's optional. You don't have to buy them.
And it's solely for looks.
But, my biggest problem with microtransactions, take, for example, mobile games that require you to pay money to progress. Because there are almost games
those don't bother me that much because I don't even play them.
But see, here's the thing though. I do every once in a while.
They're free though.
You're right. They are free. You're right. But also, that's why the microtransactions and the $60 games are optional.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the reason why it rubs me the wrong way though is because I felt like and I know I didn't. I just gave them $60. Well, a little more than $60, but I felt like I gave Destiny so much, and I still know nothing about it.
Because you haven't played number 2.
Because I haven't played number 2.
You haven't played number 2.
Okay. I'll take your word on it.
I'm telling you, the story in number 2 makes up for the non-story in number 1. It is so good.
I hope so, because
you learn tidbits in number 1.
And that's what kills me. Is even hearing the music, it's like, oh my god, this music is so beautiful. I want to be in this world, but I feel I don't know. And then, of course, Shadow of War.
Yeah, Shadow of War. Yeah.
I don't know what their deal is with. I don't even know for sure how their system works. But single player only game with microtransactions.
Was on board until I saw a video by IGN. What was it? 2 nights ago, I believe. And there are loot boxes now that you get. Or that you have to buy.
We all love digital loot boxes.
Well, okay. See, here's the thing.
No. Loot boxes is another story.
We'll get on loot boxes in a sec. So there are loot boxes that you can buy that sometimes drop whenever you beat a certain boss, that sort of thing. But that is the only way to get the legendary orcs to go and face the final boss. And once you face that, you can only from what I understand, I may be wrong, but from what I saw in the IGN video and from what I've read, is it is near impossible to beat the final boss without legendary orcs. And the only way you can get the legendary orcs is by getting the loot boxes.
Or I've actually heard also that if you have your Shadow of Mordor gameplay and there's a legendary orc that you faced in that, he'll actually come into your Shadow of War game. And yeah, I heard. I don't know.
That's
actually, pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
But I heard that.
But it's not a saving grace.
But
it's not a saving grace.
But yeah, I was gonna say your chances of even coming across a legendary are already small, and then you have to be able to have him come into your game, and then you have to defeat him again, and it's just like, oh my god, I feel like I'm trying to manipulate this game to work the way I want it to work. And
you shouldn't have to spend money on these loot boxes to advance the game. That's what makes me mad. Is going back to what I was talking about with the mobile games. This is a perfect example. Is that final boss that you only finish the game.
Boss. Mobile games is past level 1-3.
Yeah, but I'm saying, for Shadow of War, in order to beat that final boss, you have to have all of these legendary, orcs. And the only way to get those is really to spend the money. Because unless you just grind, which, don't get me wrong, I have no problem grinding because I love the gameplay of the original. If the gameplay from the original is just like the gameplay from, or is going to be just like the game, really?
Yeah, I heard it's clean.
See, then I'm still tempted. I don't know if I would mind the grinding.
I'm still tempted,
but I don't like the fact that the final boss is near impossible to beat unless you've got all those legendary orcs.
But it's more of an in-game boss. Now, keep that in mind. Like, you got to remember that you're going to beat the whole story without spending a dime.
You can.
You will. I've heard you will.
I've heard that there is an ending, but then there's the final boss.
There's an in-game. There's in-game content, almost like raids in Destiny, similar to that. Like, you beat the story, and then you have like an in-game kind of. I don't know exactly. I haven't played it.
Right. Obviously.
But that's just what I've heard. You can. I've heard many people say that you can beat the entire game without even tempted to look at the microtransactions.
I have also heard that too, which I hope that's the case, because if it is, then I would be happy to play.
I would love to.
But
the first one's so good. And it's Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. It is. We don't get very many good Lord of the Rings games.
No.
Just like we don't get... we've gotten a lot of good Star Wars games.
Remember the Third Age? Lord of the Rings, the Third Age? It was so good.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty good. And I was really hoping... What was that game a few years back that I was really hoping was really good? It was like a Lord of the Rings MMO.
Oh, I know what you're talking... I actually bought that game.
But it was really bad. Yeah.
It was a MOBA.
Oh, yeah.
It was like League of Legends.
Yeah, yes. And it was terrible.
What was the name of it? I don't forgot now. I actually bought it.
I didn't buy it. I
actually did kind of like it.
Really?
Yes. The reason why is because it had the model that I wanted League of Legends to be. League of Legends is a free-to-play game, but you have to spend money to get all these characters.
Right.
Well, guess what? Lord of the Rings comes out with his games $20, and it has a $30 season pass.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, $50, and you get everything.
Yeah.
I was like, what? It's Lord of the Rings, too?
That's how you should do season passes, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
We may end up still playing Shadow of War. One of us.
We'll probably do a Let's Play and then bash on it the whole time, but then we'll probably love it.
Oh no, we're gonna love it.
Yeah, we're probably gonna love it.
I'm so excited to play it.
Let's be honest.
And then of course we got Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Theirs I think is the dirtiest of the three.
Yeah.
Because
let's talk about that.
I played the beta. Did you play the beta at all?
I did not play the beta because I wanted to be
a
fresh, clean.
So look, I played the beta a little bit, and oh my god, as beautiful as the first game looked, and as gorgeous as the sounds, and it's just delicious already. It's even better. Yeah, that's what aggravates me so much. I was like, oh, like someone threw a thermal detonator, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds just like the movie. Did y'all literally rip the sound clip out of the movie? And it wasn't like them trying to record it. It was like raw. It was just so good. And the blasters were great. Stuff is exploding around you. And oh my god, my mind's blanking on this. I cannot believe this, and it's Star Wars material. Indoor. On Indoor, there's a battle on there, and there's actually a part where you see the AT-ATs walking through the forest. You can hear like Ewoks and stuff, like they're running around your feet and stuff. I was like, this is so cool.
Oh, that's
cool. I was so stoked when I first started playing it, until I leveled up, and I found out the ugliness of what was going on in that game. So when you level up, you're given a loot box. What a surprise. You're given a loot box, and you're given 3 items. One is always, what I've noticed, I don't know for sure, but one seemed to always be cosmetic.
Okay.
The other 2 were either a power-up or a new gun, or a mixture of, And the problem that I had about that is I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even notice this while I was playing it, but you now have like 3 cards that you keep on you at all time. Like
they did that with the first one.
They had, same system. But the problem that I have with it is you can now go in there and just buy everything.
You can buy the cards.
You can't buy the cards. You can buy loot boxes.
Okay. Well, that I don't necessarily have a problem with, because for those people who just want to buy their way to the top, it may put a little bit of a cap on that. It's terrible. Yeah, that should not be allowed. I don't condone that whatsoever. But for the people that do want to buy their way to the top, per se, I feel like that might put a little bit of a cap on it, because you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, you don't. That's the problem. I went through all these different loot boxes. I leveled up to, I don't even remember. It was probably level 10 or something.
It's part of the fun.
But I literally never got anything I could use.
I feel that 10
way. 10 levels. 10 levels, and I never got anything I wanted to use.
I do feel your pain.
I played the heavy class, never got anything for heavy.
I do feel your pain, because Overwatch, that's probably my only problem with Overwatch.
But it's 100% cosmetic.
Right, but see, here's the thing is, there was a Diva skin that...
Poses and skins.
Yeah, there was a Diva skin that I wanted so bad. God, and I absolutely refused.
You and Diva need to get a room.
I love her. She's my main.
Your main?
She's my main. My main, yeah. Oh. Diva's my main. My main character that I play.
I was deleting the I there in case you didn't hear.
Moving on.
Sip a drink.
No, but like, my main problem with Overwatch is the fact that, like...
Overwatch?
Yes.
Oh.
My main problem with Overwatch.
You got a problem with Overwatch?
I do have one problem with... I have one problem with Overwatch.
Oh my gosh.
One. And that is the fact that you wait for the skin to pop, to generate, to whatever. And it is a little dirty that what they do. So they'll have these events like the Halloween event or the Christmas event or the New Year event.
And I knew nothing of these.
Okay, well it's basically these events, and they do have special games that you can play. Like for instance, like now the Halloween, right? Mm-hmm. There's a special mode in the game where instead of it's like player versus player, it's PvE. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Junkrat and Roadhog are all these Halloween characters. Like Roadhog is Frankenstein, Junkrat is not Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster. Junkrat is Dr. Frankenstein, and they're like all dressed up and stuff. And they send out these little robots, and it's basically a wave system, almost like Call of Duty Zombies. Originally,
I know what that is.
Right, you do know what it is. So it's almost like that, where it's wave after wave after wave, and you have to protect this door from them breaching the door. And it's really like
kind of a tower defense. I love
tower
defense.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of.
I don't know what it was, but there was about a year or two ago that I got so addicted to tower defense games.
Yeah,
it was Plants vs Zombies' fault.
Yeah,
but it just further fueled me.
I'm a big Balloon Tower Defense fan.
Balloon Tower, yeah,
it's a good one. But like that's, for instance, that's one of the things that they do, like an event, right? So they have a special game that you can play, and the cool thing that they do is if you play the new different games, if you win that match, you get a loot box for free. You don't have to level up, and you also, of course, you get the loot box to level up.
What's the downside again?
The downside is...
this sounds amazing so far.
The downside is that they have specific skins for specific characters that are released for the special event.
So right now, Halloween themed.
Yes, Halloween themed for I think 4 or 5 different characters.
So not all. Oh
not all of them.
How many? Side note: how many have they released DLC characters?
Yeah,
they had. 20,
it's not, but it's not. It's not DLC characters. They release characters. There's no.
Free?
There's yeah.
What?
Yeah, they just release characters. Yeah, and it's just free updates. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You need to get back into Overwatch.
It's like the Minecraft going on. Oh my god! See, everything I'm complaining about right now about these other games, Overwatch is doing right.
Yes. Yeah. Blizzard's knocking it out of the park.
I'm not even. I can't get into first person shooters.
I'm telling you, dude.
I want to play it.
I'm telling you, dude. It is so good to play. It is so good. It is probably one of the best games that I've ever bought.
PC or Xbox. It's probably the same in its sense because the graphics are kind of cel shaded.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics I feel like are going to be pretty much similar.
Yeah.
Because it is that animated look to it.
So controller or mouse, basically.
I hear that a lot of people say that PC is easier to play with.
Oh yeah, mouse and keyboard is always easier than sticks.
But I enjoy
pick up sticks.
I enjoy the controller.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, granted, I've only played Overwatch once on the PC.
You haven't finished what the bad thing.
I know.
We're just talking about how awesome Overwatch is.
I was getting to it. Okay, so the bad part is that you have this event, and so from X date to X date, you have to get these skins,
and you don't get them,
and that cut date is off. You cannot get them again, ever.
They don't even sell them.
Nope.
Nothing. Wow.
No. And see the bad part is you can go into the heroes gallery where they show like if you select like say for instance Diva, they'll have all of her skins that you can buy or whatever, but they also have the ones that you can't, and so it's like a tease.
Oh
forever.
My god, really?
Yes, it is a tease forever.
That actually sounds delicious though, because it's like if you have that skin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have that skin, that is the one that you wear until the next event, and so you can flaunt it. That's what players do is that they flaunt it. Yeah.
You need to flaunt some stuff.
Now, like I said, the bad part about it, and I feel like it's a little
you already said
sleazy.
One bad part. Wait! You already said one bad part. You're doing two.
It's the same one. It's the same one. It's just an addition add-on to that. It's
say Overwatch can't have two problems.
No. The little bit of a sleazy part is that they almost force you to buy the loot boxes in that time frame if you want that skin. Because you get that like antsy feeling of like if I don't get the skin by this date, I don't know what I'm going to do.
But like you're in that mindset though. I've never been the person that's like I have to have that skin.
Oh, see, I do.
I will see a skin and I'll be like I want it, but I don't have to have it.
No, I've got if there's a skin I want, I gotta have it. Which I will say that I have spent money on Overwatch.
That's fine. How many hours do you have in the game?
Close right now. It's probably close to 600-700.
6 to 7. Oh, geez.
Yeah. Like I play it every day for multiple hours. It is
perfectly okay for you. I'm allowing you to spend no more than $200.
Oh, I haven't spent that much. I've spent maybe like 120.
You get another 100 hours, then you might get a few more dollars added to
that. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks,
saying, Dad.
You're welcome. I'm just saying, like, for games that are that good and you spend that much time into, I have no problem supporting it.
Right.
I want them to keep going. In fact, I've been saying for years that like Madden and stuff like that, screw releasing it every year. You're costing yourself money at this point because it's like all you're doing is shipping all these discs.
Yeah, it's the same game.
Just release a $20 DLC that updates the few things. Like if there's a new team, which they haven't had in years, or if there's a new stadium or something, just release a DLC pack or something. But anyways, we have a few topics that we do have to go through real quick. So we're going to kind of fly through some of these.
Microtransactions was the main subject.
I'm sure we'll talk about it plenty more.
Oh yeah.
I mean, God, it's a never ending thing. So the first one obviously is near and dear to me a little bit. Microsoft is officially discontinuing Kinect 2.0. So I have obviously an Xbox One.
Yeah.
I have an original Kinect. I have a Kinect 2.0. You want to know how many games that I've played that requires a Kinect? 0.
But that function of
it's only worked
Xbox.
It's only worked for one game.
Xbox launched Netflix.
It might happen for real. But there's only one game that I was just like,
is it linked up?
I believe so.
Xbox on.
They don't like you.
Oh, they don't like me.
But anyways, the only game that they ever released that I loved, it was so good with the Kinect, the voice, nothing else. It was just the voice. Believe it or not, it was Mass Effect 3.
Really?
Yes. Here's the reason why. If you're playing the game, and it worked so good too. That's what I was kind of surprised about. Like, holy crap! Playing the game, you're Shepard, you're fighting all these guys. You can be like, Liara, Singularity. And all of a sudden, you use the Singularity.
Really?
Yes. And it's
like,
oh, what?
That's cool.
And it was so good. You could even say switch guns, and your Shepard would switch guns.
That's cool.
Yes, you could. And then, of course, if you didn't say anything, if you just said push, Shepard would push. Shepard would pull. Stuff like that. And you could even say, Liara, go over there.
I did not know that.
And like wherever your reticle was, you could say, Liara, go over there. And she would go where your reticle is. It was so good.
Cool.
It was so
That's cool. All right, now, okay.
I still have it now.
I kind of wish that PlayStation would do something like that.
No, you don't.
I do. No, I do. No. But, no, not with Kinect, but like with a headphone and you have to plug in the jack. Or you can use the...
speaker thingy.
Speaker feed.
It has a built-in mic in the controller, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They put a lot in that DualShock.
Yeah, that's why it's so expensive.
DualShock 4. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
PlayStation
DualShock 4. Yeah, I had to count. I was like,
it's like a Wii U controller and a.
It's everything. You could literally type doing this.
iPad going on there.
Yeah, it's all sorts of things.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care about this news. Like, buy Kinect.
I'm a little sad to see it go because I did own an Xbox One, and I really did love the Kinect. I really did.
I am not sad, and you want to know why? Kinect was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
The reason why is because I will remember watching E3 that it came out that year when they were talking. It was Project Natal, in case you don't remember.
Yeah.
Project Natal.
Natal.
But I remember watching E3 and this little kid was on stage playing Kinectimals. I'm like, what kid that wants to play Kinectimals is watching E3? I felt like the Kinect took Microsoft's balls away from them, and they had to earn them back.
Kind of like how the prequels took away Vader's balls, and then
I actually like the prequels though,
and then he earned them back in.
I am one of few that enjoy it. Now, Episode 1 is a little slow. And 2,
you cannot tell me that. Okay, different topic. We're getting way off topic. That's for another episode.
That's a whole other thing. Actually, if you want to talk Star Wars news, where can they go, Mark? You do have another channel.
I actually do have another channel. Plug. It is called Out of Our Minds Podcast. I do it with my co-host Avery Jones.
Shout out Avery.
What's up, Avery? Thanks for the editing tips. We talk about entertainment news, geek news, comic book news, that sort of stuff, and we also put a sort of funny
comic book news.
We kind of put a funny spin on it to do something different. So
if you want a good laugh, go there.
Yeah.
If you want to get serious,
come here.
Don't go here.
Oh, well, okay. I'm just gonna leave.
But anyways, Kinect is dead. I personally think it was dead on arrival. I was looking so forward to the I can't even remember the name of that game, but the mech game. It had that crazy controller. I don't know if you've ever seen the crazy controller. I cannot remember the name of the game now.
For Xbox One?
No, it was actually for original Xbox. They had this crazy big controller.
I wouldn't be able to tell you that.
I forget the name of the game, but it's crazy big controller. It had like 120 something buttons. It was. I got to show you this thing later. It's beautiful. But that game was so good on the original Xbox.
Sounds ridiculous.
It was so good though. But think flight sim, but it's in a robot suit and you're like.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
but they not re-released. They made a new game for the Kinect, and their idea was, well, we don't need the controller anymore because your hands can go around and toggle all these. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Smosh video. Shout out to Smosh, best friends.
You know?
No, I've never met them in my life, but I would like to meet them. But if you watch this Smosh video, they tried to they do a whole video. I thought it was just an ad, but it was not an ad. They literally were just trying to order lunch with I think it was Domino's.
Pizza Hut.
The Pizza Hut app that you can have for the Kinect. Yep. And they were like trying to drag stuff and it wasn't working whatsoever.
It is horrible.
It was so bad.
But yeah, Kinect is dead though. Thank God Microsoft can put their money into making a game because they haven't been making many this year. I've been playing nothing but third-party games all year. They've released 2 first-party games that are 3, including Cuphead 3. Cuphead more indie, but technically it is a first-party game.
Play indie, kids. Play indie.
Oh, we could do a whole episode on just indie games. But yeah, I mean, Forza Motorsport 7 and Halo Wars 2. That's it all year. I mean, it's tough to be an Xbox fan right now.
Yeah, well,
but
it's great to be a PlayStation fan.
And then we got Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, I haven't seen much. I have not seen much about this. I've seen.
This is meddling. This is what meddling looks like, kids. Metal Gear Solid, some of the most amazing, critically acclaimed games of all time.
Right.
Metal Gear Solid 1, without a doubt, one of the top 5 favorite game of all time for me. 2, little shady, but it wasn't bad. But 3 and 4, so good. Haven't finished 5 yet because I don't want to finish it. I don't want to see the end,
right?
Because I heard the end is bad. Like I don't know if have you heard the story about the ending?
I have
not.
Apparently,
Hideo Kojima, the guy that created Metal Gear, essentially, apparently him and Konami were at odds with each other toward the end, and Konami basically said, "Hey, this is our money. We're doing what we want. We don't care if you're with us or not." And Kojima don't work for him no more. Yeah. And now we got Metal Gear Survive. I don't even know what it is. I don't even care what it is. I haven't looked into it at all. I saw a trailer. It honestly looked like I got like a horde mode tower defense thing going on.
Yeah,
from Metal Gear. What?
When I saw it, I thought it was they were just taking the words Metal Gear and using them. I didn't know it was supposed to... They
should have just made a new game. Just give it a new title. It might be a great game. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. But just give it a different name.
Yeah, it's not Metal Gear.
It was like whenever Call of Duty tried to do that mobile game.
Mobile?
Yeah. I believe it was a mobile game.
It is Activision, so I don't put their...
what was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember the title, but it was terrible.
February 20th, 2018. They just announced it not long ago. Not excited.
No.
As of right now, I don't care.
I don't know much about it, but...
Yeah. What can you do? Nintendo. Mm-hmm. My lovely Nintendo, please just grow up and be a big kid now. Which I think they're getting there with the Switch. Switch is selling like bukus. I mean, it's crazy how good it's selling.
Because they realize that adults are buying these systems and not kids.
I wish... if Nintendo make a rated M Zelda... Please.
Don't do that.
Please.
You do not do that.
I will officially turn into a hermit and play your game forever. But anyways, Nintendo has finally...
What do you want? To see Link and Zelda do it? Is that what you want to see?
I want to see blood in it. I want to see him slice Ganondorf's head off. I mean, just straight... All these...
Okay, I'm on board with that. Nintendo, you know do it. Do it, Nintendo.
You know what? This is what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I'm good. Me and you are going to go down a journey together. A Zelda journey. And you're going to love it. I'm going to play all the 3D Zelda games. And you're going to watch me.
Why wouldn't I just play them?
Hold on. Because you don't know.
Why don't you be my guide?
You know what? All right, I can agree with that.
Be my guide.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have
be
to,
my GPS.
We're gonna have to flip flop though because there's some of them I'm playing. But I want you to know the stories.
You're gonna be my EPS.
And notice I said stories. Because the Zelda timeline will take me 3 hours, minimal, to explain it to you. Believe it or not, all these Zelda games are linked. Linked. That's his name.
I think they got it. If they're watching this show, they got it.
I don't know.
I'm terribly sorry for that one, folks.
But
should have never have happened, and it will never happen again.
Nintendo, after all this time, it's been almost a year now. They finally added video capture. This is the same Nintendo that if you put anything up on YouTube with anything on it, they will
take it
bring it down immediately.
Oh, that's good that they're coming to the 21st century.
Are they?
I mean, that they're finally allowing
30-second clips is the max.
Never mind.
Nintendo, please
scratch what I just said.
I love you, Nintendo, but God Almighty, y'all need to come on with this. Do y'all not realize it's free advertising? I will gladly play your game all day long and advertise it for you because it's so good. If you just release a Zelda game and a Metroid game every other year, oh, but yeah, I mean they just need to come on. Like, you know, I feel like PC, Microsoft, and Sony. I was about to say Sega.
Sega, still a relevant gaming company.
The three of them are pulling the boat. You know, they're pulling the Titanic. Microsoft has got like Nintendo's got the anchor down right now.
Yeah,
it's like, come on.
They're like, let's go.
Yeah, and they've got such a good system. Like this is a perfect time for them to just turn around and say,
I will be honest.
You know what? We're gonna be awesome now.
I will be honest. I've held out on buying the Switch. I really wanted to buy it when it first came out, but I've held off because I got screwed on the Wii U.
I did too, but I actually no, I didn't. I actually got deliciousness from the Wii U, and the reason why is because I actually got Breath of the Wild finally, which is so good, stupid good. But I finally got Breath of the Wild, and then I got a HD re-release of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So I'm not complaining. But anyways,
the only two games that I played that I thoroughly enjoyed for the Wii U were, well, I guess technically three, would be the Bayonetta 1 and 2 that came in the same disc, and then Super Smash.
Good old Smash. This is something else that you probably have no clue about.
What's that?
What do you tell me what you know about the Halo Master Chief Collection? What do you know about it?
Halo Master Chief Collection, I know that it contained all of the Halos except for Wars.
No.
Yes, then I have nothing.
Yes and no.
I know nothing.
It has 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. But that's a great thing though because it works on the Xbox Ones. Those are the 4 that aren't on the Xbox One.
Right.
So essentially, you literally with those games included in that package, you can literally play all the Halos except for my favorite, which is Reach.
Now I remember people were upset because they had the 360 versions of those games and were not able. And they announced that Xbox One was going to be backwards compatible, and then they were like, "But you have to buy the new games."
Well, yes and no to that because if you have your original Xbox discs, they work. But yeah, they're
well,
actually
there was a list. There was a list of games that were backwards compatible. Not all of them were.
Huh?
When they first announced it, there was a list that were.
Oh yeah.
Not all.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah.
I mean, granted, that list is so big now that it's just like all.
Oh, it's like 500 plus games now. The original Xbox, it only had like 800 games, so they almost covered them all now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Halo Master Chief Collection, just so you'll know, when it first came out, literally broken.
Yeah, that was another thing. That's another thing that people were disappointed about.
Let me tell you, I was so distraught about this because I could not wait to bust out some Halo 2 multiplayer. You know, and the first time ever that they had Halo 1 on Xbox Live, in case you didn't know. Halo 1 multiplayer has never been on Xbox Live. It actually launched with Halo 2. So the only way you could play multiplayer on Halo 1 is linking them up LAN party style.
Right.
So they actually finally, for the first time ever, made it to where you can play those on Xbox Live. So there was a lot of Halo fans excited. I was one of them. Here we are 2 years later. It still doesn't work. Still doesn't work.
It was that kind of like redheaded stepchild that they kind of just like pushed to the side and was like, we don't own this.
Well, they're finally going to... 343 came out and said they're finally going to work on it and get another update. And I see where I forget the gentleman's name that said this, but I see where they're coming from because he basically said, look, the reason why it didn't work great is because we're running 4 engines on 1 disc. Makes sense. I mean, I get it. And technically more than that because the Halo 1 and 2 that's on the disc actually have the old engine and the new engine on it when they redid it. Yeah, so there's technically 6 engines run on that game. All
that's
on
a
one
lot.
disc. Yeah. So I'm hoping that this finally fixes it, but I don't care now. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of were like, oh, get you guys pumped for Halo, but that's not really going to work because here comes Halo 5!
And Halo 5's ending was stupid.
Yeah, well, I couldn't speak to that because I didn't play it.
Don't. Also, Gran Turismo Sport looks like it's requiring internet, even though it's always been known to be a single player only game. And guess what? If you buy it, you get a real car. A real car.
Hot Wheels?
No, a real car. There's like a $20,000 collector's edition that comes with a car. I laughed at this. I'm like, what? If you can afford this.
Okay.
They had one, I think it was Gran Turismo 5 or 6, that when you bought it was like $400 or $500. I don't even remember how much. It actually came with a real leather jacket that had Gran Turismo.
That's cool. That's cool. $400 or $500? Sure. 20? No.
For a car.
No.
Get a car.
Unless that car's a Lamborghini, no.
Well, then it would be $400,000.
Right.
But yeah, but Gran Turismo Sport requiring internet.
How many people are pre-ordering that?
Oh, there's only one. There's only one. Only one person gets it.
Has anybody pre-ordered it?
It's already sold.
What is wrong with the world?
Yep. I mean, it's already sold. So, but yeah, this Gran Turismo now requires internet though.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Not at all. It's exactly the same thing that everyone started getting upset about the Xbox One requiring internet. It's doing the same thing. It has like a hourly check or something like that, even if you're playing offline. You can't if internet stops working.
But so it's still a single player game. It's not a multiplayer game.
Yeah. Well, no, you can do multiplayer. It has multiplayer in it, and I heard the multiplayer is pretty good when it works.
When it works. Actually, when it works.
When it works, it is on the PlayStation Network. I'm kidding. But Gran Turismo Sport, though, I've always known it to be a single-player game. I've never raced a single lap on that game, and you know how much I love racing games.
Yes.
I've never done a single lap on that game in multiplayer across all 6 of them that I've played. Never have I done a lap in multiplayer. But now, apparently, if my internet goes down, you're not playing Gran Turismo Sport. You're just not playing it.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's just like, what?
I do think that there's a problem with the video gaming world today that everything is they're wanting everything to go the route of online.
Yeah. You know why they're doing this? Mm-hmm. Because kids, not you, kids. Say for instance, me and you are gonna make a new game, Mark. We're gonna make a video game.
Okay.
It's single player only. Okay?
Okay.
We've signed this awesome deal with Microsoft or Sony or whoever to publish it on their system.
Okay.
Okay? Well, guess what? We're going to require internet because Microsoft and Sony said we had to. You know why they said they had to? Because the day that they decide to shut down the servers, you're going to have to buy that game again on the new console. When the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2 comes out, you're going to have to pay another $60 to buy that game.
I mean...
You know, the old consoles, the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, regular Nintendo, the reason why those are still timeless to us is because they're cartridges. They still work. How many PlayStation 2s still work? Not many. You get dust in them, they stop working. This thing don't work no more.
Yeah.
The optical lens, once it gets dirty and filthy and breaks, there's no repairing them. I mean, it's just a fact. And honestly,
that's why you just need to buy PCs, kids.
Yeah, at least you can repair them. But
the games, a lot of the games are free. You can.
Steam sales.
Steam sales.
Oh my God, I can't.
Steam
as much
us.
as I want them,
sponsor us.
As much as I want Valve to release or something on Half-Life 3 or Portal 3. As much as it's never going to happen, but as much as I want them to do that, I'm perfectly okay with them running Steam because them Steam sales.
They're nice.
Are delicious.
They're nice. Very nice.
I probably got 15 games.
I've never seen sales like Steam puts on physical retail stores.
It's crazy. And I'm willing to save that money to not have a disc. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care to have a disc. I mean, here's the thing. And this is coming from someone who absolutely loves to collect discs. See, like Blu-rays, DVDs. Yeah.
We're getting old, man.
See, here's the thing.
Them consoles ain't gonna work with them discs in 10 more years.
10 more years, you know, like, our kids, you know, are gonna be
back in my day.
You see that? That's not going to work in 10, 20 years. That's one of my favorite games.
By the time we have grandkids, they're going to look at the Xbox One the way we look at, like, Atari.
Oh, God. That's thankfully I've never played an Atari, thank God. Or
I've actually played
Commodore.
It
looks gross. It looks gross. It looks gross. Did you ever see this console? I don't even know the name of it. I'm sure someone could tell us, but there's a console that came out. I want to say it was Magnavox Odyssey, actually. But you had to put a screen on your TV, like this little screen. You stuck it on your TV, and that created your playing field.
That's actually kind of cool.
I was like, what? Anyways.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's pretty much all our major topics, though. We have a few other things that we're going to go through.
Lightning round.
One you're excited for.
One I'm excited for?
Yeah, I know you're going to be super excited.
Okay.
Don't look. Don't look. So this is going to be on this day or in this week in gaming history.
Can I look?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Please open your eyes. You open your eye and get blinded. So in this week in gaming history. Okay. 7 years ago in 2010, Rock Band 3 and Fable 3 released. 7 years ago. I still play Rock Band to this day.
Oh.
8 years ago, I threw this one in there because it's a personal favorite of mine. 2009, Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1.
How many years?
8. 8 years ago. First Borderlands. 9 years ago, in 2008, now make sure you hold on to the table with this one, Mark, okay? Hold on. 9 years ago, Fallout 3. What?
What? Like, what?
And a personal favorite of mine, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 came out that day. 12 years ago, 2005. Oh, we're going in history. You gotta look.
No.
Yes.
No, the time machine is making me sick.
12 years ago, 2005, that was the year I graduated high school. The Sims 2 and Call of Duty 2.
No way.
Yes. 12 years ago. Oh. 13 years.
How many games have they produced in 12 years? 37?
Yeah, exactly. 13 years ago, 2004, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh.
And one of my personal favorites, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. 13 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
14 years ago, 2003, Tony Hawk's Underground, their first one.
No way!
Yes. And
my gosh, I loved Underground.
Final Fantasy 11, the online one.
I didn't play that one.
I didn't either. Woo! 15 years ago.
Oh, God.
2002, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. PlayStation 2.
15 years?
15 years ago. Oh, hold on now. We're still going further back.
Oh, my gosh.
But there's one on here that's almost my age. It's almost my age. 16 years ago, 2001, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. And you know what else that launched that year? It had nothing to do with video games at the time, but it turned into an amazing platform for them today, even though I'm not crazy about them. iOS launched. iOS 1 launched.
Oh my gosh.
17 years ago, in the land of 2000, Spyro, Year of the Dragon.
Seriously?
Yep. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, my favorite video game of all time.
And people still talk about that game.
Yes. So good. So good.
That's 17 years ago?
Guess what else came out?
What?
The PlayStation 2.
Oh my gosh.
17 years ago.
And like an old man.
Our final game on the list
oh my gosh.
is one that I had to pick, even though I'm not a huge fan of it. 29 years ago, in the land of 1988.
That's older than me.
Super Mario Brothers 3 came out in Japan.
Oh my gosh. That
29 years ago.
Oh my god. Like we said, people, the grandpa of video games. Bringing it all around.
All right, well, we're gonna finish up the wrap up here. New releases this week. This is Christmas week essentially for video gamers.
It's the start of it, yeah.
No, this is the Christmas week. We got 3 major releases on one day.
Well, we got some more releases coming out this
but
year.
not 3 in one day.
Oh, true.
Not 3 in one day.
Not 3 in one day. You're right.
I'm kind of scared for one of these games because someone's going to get left out. But obviously, the 27th, October 27th, Friday, Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, which I'm so excited to play.
I am as well.
One of your favorites.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yes.
And Super Mario Odyssey all come out in the same day. Like, what? GameStops, or Stops Games, whatever you want to call them.
We'll bleep that out.
They are going to have lines around the building that day. The only way it could be worse is if a console was releasing on that day. I'm going to be the one person in line that says, I'm here for Wolfenstein.
Probably. I'll be right behind you going, I'll take Assassin's Creed and Wolfenstein.
And everybody else is going to be getting Mario.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, next week, I'm going to probably play my first Call of Duty. Probably 10 years. Call of Duty World War II comes out. Kind of excited. A little nervous. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Because I want it to be so good. It looks great. They actually got some writers that did some History Channel stuff doing this. The writing on it. So
really?
Like, oh, okay.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Okay. Well, that'd be cool.
New releases. We have a few games that just recently come out. South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Butthole. Critics right now looking around at 85. Users giving it a 7.5. It's pretty average. I heard that it's if you like the Stick of Truth, you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
I mean that's basically what I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean it's pretty clean cut. I've heard the checkerboard pattern stuff or it's like sections. Heard it's very like fun.
Yeah,
just fun.
Yeah,
I just heard it gets.
I personally not played Stick of Truth, but
what?
Yeah, I know. But
let's play that.
Everyone that has played it that I've heard of.
You seriously not played the Stick?
I've really not played Stick of Truth. I'm really not a big South Park fan.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see that then. I love South Park.
I mean, I watched it whenever I was like a teenager, and it made me laugh. But now I'm just like, I'm more of a Rick and Morty fan.
I'm still a teenager inside. Then
I'm more of a Rick and Morty fan.
Oh, I love Rick and Morty now. That's a whole nother. If we get started on that, where's that Rick and Morty?
Yep.
We may end up doing this on camera one day. Building a puzzle.
Building a puzzle.
Morty. It's what is this thing called again? I forgot what it was. It was
Mr. Meeseeks box.
Meeseeks box. Yeah,
Mr. Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. We may end up making that on show one day. So
what, the Meeseeks box?
Yeah, we may. But no, the puzzle.
Oh, I was like, what?
This is a puzzle. What? Hey, this is a puzzle. It might be a Meeseeks. Oh no, it's got a picture. Of it.
Yeah, it's got a picture of the puzzle.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Look forward to future episodes.
Of course, Gran Turismo Sport. Critics are giving it a 75. Users 6.5. I'm honestly shocked it's not lower with the required internet stuff, but whatever. Fire Emblem Warriors, one of the many reasons why I want to switch so bad. 7.5 from the critics, 7.9 from users. Actually got a higher user score, so that's
really
not very often you see that. I was a little nervous to say these next two because one of our major topics was about this.
And I kind of deep down inside, I kind of expected it, but I didn't want to see it
coming. You see it coming, honestly. Destiny 2 for PC, the critics 78, it's above average.
Yeah.
Users a 4.6, and if you go on there and read some of these comments, guys,
it's pretty bad.
And then Shadow of War, highest rated game first and foremost of all these games by the critics. It's the highest rated, but it's the lowest of the users.
Give it to
81 for critics, 3.5 from the users.
Oof.
And I'm going to say, some of these guys that wrote these comments on Media Credit, first and foremost, need to go to English class.
Yes.
But second of all, wow, they must hate the game.
They do not.
I enjoy watching the game, much less playing it. That's what I'm like. What? That is not the same game.
No.
So you've got a different version of it.
Yeah, you must be playing a different version because that is not the same one I see.
As much as I don't like the microtransactions, it's still a good game. I mean, it's still a fun game. Oh yeah, if they just ripped Shadow of Mordor, and I mean,
microtransactions in there.
Moving on, WWE 2K18. Me and you both are retired wrestling fans.
Yes, I will say I'm a retired wrestling fan. I do not watch.
I actually, believe it or not, I am subscribed to WWE Network right now.
I think I'm still subscribed. I don't watch, but I think I'm still subscribed.
I do watch the pay-per-views. I'm actually up to date on the pay-per-views. I don't care about Raw and the SmackDown. I forgot the name of it. I don't care about them, but I do watch the pay-per-views for a good laugh.
Because they're pretty bad.
But critics give it a 68, 7.1 from the users. Basically, all I've heard out of that game is it's
the same game.
Essentially the same game. They've fixed a few things. Like they have this cool new momentum thing where you're like, you can actually hold the other opponent in different positions in smooth transitions. So now you can do crazy new moves that you see on TV that you've never done in the game before. But cool. They've apparently forgotten to work on a few other areas. Like, I played 2K17. I actually own it. I love the game. But the career universe mode, whatever it's called, it was horrible. It's like you're playing Jeopardy in the middle of WWE, and it's like, what? I'm not making, like, you essentially, in the story mode, you have to choose these different decisions while you're playing. And when you pick one, you have to pick the right one to get the right crowd reaction. But you have no way of knowing which one is the right one. So it's literally you playing Jeopardy, choosing which one, and I'm just
spinning the wheel, hoping it lands on something
good. Good luck trying to be a face or a heel. I'm just trying to keep the crowd into it, and I'm failing at that. But, anyways, I'm down for some more WWE. Good fun. Good. Have a couple beers and play it. It's always good fun. And the Evil Within 2, Bethesda, man, they are not only were a amazing developer, they are now starting to turn into an amazing publisher.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein is about to come out, and the Evil Within 2. Heard it was amazing.
I've heard it was very good as well. I don't do horror. I don't like horror.
We're going to do it.
No, we're not.
Lights off too. There's no clowns in this though. You're okay. There's no clowns. Critics give it a 77. The users, 8.7. 8.7. That's really good.
For people who like blood, guts, and horror, good for you.
You're doing good.
But for people like me who just like to wrap themselves up in a warm blanket and have a nice cup of joe and watch, the Smurfs, no.
No Good Mythical Morning or Rick and Morty?
Of course. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Of course. I watch Good Mythical Morning every morning.
What about the Smurfs?
Thank you, Rhett and Link.
Anyways, I think we're about done for the first episode.
I think we are. That was a
very meaty episode.
Very meaty, yes. If you like what you've heard, please like, comment, and subscribe. We put our
Facebook,
our PSN/gamer tags down here. If
or up there, we're not really sure yet.
Somewhere around here, they might be in front of our faces. I don't know.
It might be our face. Oh, that would be cool.
That would be kind of cool. But if you do like what we're talking about, please like, subscribe, share, and if you want, feel free to add us on the with his gamer tag, my PSN,
like us on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
YouTube.
We're going to be eventually starting possibly a Patreon. Depends on how things roll.
Yeah,
so not really sure on that though.
Yeah, but we're not gonna talk too much about that at first. We're gonna let the entertainment start rolling in and see what you guys think.
Talk about good old games.
Good old games.
And we are going to be playing a few games. Not sure yet. We're thinking Cuphead might be the first one.
Yeah. If you have some games that you'd like us to play, please. Tell us. Yeah, tell us right down here in the comment section.
I would like to beg you for them to be good games, but
even if they're not, if you want us to play bad games, and let us comment on how bad the games are.
No Ride to Hell Retribution or Superman 64.
Both of those.
You're playing them then?
Nope.
I'm watching.
I don't know what you're talking about. But I have been Mark Brown.
I've been Eric Weatherholtz.
And
maybe.
Thank you for being powered on. It's time to power off. Bye-bye.
Oh.